Girl, you're an artist. Put your art on the cards. Why are you using freaking Canva graphics?
Yeah.
And I really needed that.
The creative process, never a straight path, never orderly, often messy, a road paved with fear and doubt, until that moment when you unlock the magic of your imagination. Every journey is different, and here's today's story.
So the stories and the successes of card deck creators always just blow my mind. So today I'm interviewing Miss Vicki Dau, who comes with an amazing story. And I just want to start with, when you came in, Vicki, we're going to Canva and you were doing little designs. And you totally forgot that you were this amazing artist.
Until you reminded me, yes.
And so I love to tell that story because we all have this, we're all creative. And even when we're like an artist and it's stuff that we're doing all the time, we forget. So
Yeah.
I'd love to know, we're going to dive into that a little bit, but I'd love to know what made you decide that you wanted to do a card deck.
I love the idea of the simplicity of it and the ease of it. I've seen so many different card decks that people had done through your program before me. And I was like, you know what? I just love the simplicity of taking one card, and just having simple. And I loved that. And my husband and I have been working on bringing hope to a hurting world for about 20 years.
Wow.
And I loved this way to do it. And so, yeah, when I first came into your course, I went into Canva and I picked some of my favorite colors and I just created this like sun thing and I put some words in it. And I was so excited about it. I did like two cards or maybe three, I don't know. But I was so thrilled and I was like, okay, I'm just going to send them to Rosie and see what she thinks. And your comment was, we're going to talk at our next meeting, Vicki. And I was like, oh, okay. and then I remember you just looking at me and going, girl, you're an artist. Put your art on the cards. Why are you using freaking Canva graphics?
Yeah.
And I really needed that. I have a strong personality and I'm pretty confident, but I also welcome boostering.
The invitation to step into your greatness.
Yeah. And so the card went from a little circle, a sun that said, honor your wounding, to this.
That was the card that blew me away, was that picture that still gives me the chills when I look at it.
Yeah.
Like you did that with your hand and your heart.
Yeah.
And I mean, you don't even need words for that.
And then all of a sudden it was like, it was a floodgate that opened and I downloaded all my pictures of my paintings that I had done. And what was so cool about the card deck is most of the paintings that are in it that are on. So the way my card deck is, it is designed to help reduce anxiety and create a life you love. And I am actually known as a master of releasing resistance. Partly because I've been trained and certified in different modalities and I have a whole huge toolbox, and partly because I've worked for 20 years getting rid of my own resistance to create a life I love.
Well, that's the best experience.
Right. And so this card, anxiety is a form of resistance. The anxiety rises up when a part of us doesn't feel safe. So this card deck is chock full of ways to help you become aware. Each card has a tip that helps you take action on something, or it gives you a real solid tool to do.
Who would this card deck be for?
It would be for anyone. It's probably going to be for women. That's why I get a lot of, when I post my cards online, I get a lot of comments from women. People are actually loving to give them to gifts to their kids. And part of that is, it comes with a bag. So you also had this idea. So my husband and I worked on this together, the tips that we've been giving couples and singles and whoever, because we've worked a lot with couples, helping them strengthen their relationship. And so we have tons of tips and, that we offer. And he said, I don't want one of those frilly bags, like the organza bags. And I really wanted to respect his input because this is our project. And I thought, well, I can't find the box that we need, and he doesn't want a frilly bag, so we're just going to give it to him with nothing. And that's why you're such an amazing resource, Rosie, because you're like, well, Vicki, did you know they got canvas bags? Oh my gosh, you should paint them. It's like part of the art. You're just such a huge resource and support, like unbelievable. And no, it is believable and manifests amazingly. So, and you even had this idea to put a little easel. So each piece of my artwork can sit on an easel. It comes in your own canvas bag. And I will also tell you, it's amazing how many people report back to me when they get their bag in the mail, and this all fits, inside the bag. I will have people say, oh my gosh, that color that you had on the outside of my bag is my favorite color. And, yeah.
It's so magic. You have, I don't know, 40, 50 cards.
Yeah.
No one could have all those paintings in their house, but they get you every
Right?
time. Come on.
They all have a different feel. Each card just has a different feel because I had them relate to what the saying was on the card. And like this one actually belongs to a book that I'm publishing called Fairy Tales Through the Lens.
Beautiful.
And I've painted, like this here is Rapunzel, but her hair's cut. But I have a version where her hair's all braided and she's up in the tower. And so
I love that one.
Yeah,
So Vicki,
yeah.
this artwork that you have gracing your cards has
Yeah.
been, how long has all of this artwork been in? Is it from years of your work or?
Yeah, it has. It has years.
So I love that it's a compilation altogether now of you being able to present that.
Like here's one Rapunzel, but the theme of this one is what are the possibilities? Those are the two different themes that are on this specific card. So yeah.
I would love for you to do a random poll for us and take us through what you would be saying to someone if you were like, pulling a card for them.
And I do that when people buy my other art. I'll pull a card I'll just kind of set an intention and say a little prayer, and I pull a card and I send it with their artwork. Okay, so I'm going to pull a card. And this one is it possible that God takes the simple way? I just actually posted this 2 days ago. And this was, Bluebird is actually symbolic to one of our friends who a bluebird is a sign for her. So yeah, she's been gifted this painting. Anyway, we complicate God's ways. We overcomplicate. God's ways are simple, maybe not easy, but simple. And then the tip on the back of the card is be aware when you feel overwhelmed, stop and breathe, pray and wait. So it's just really simple and uncomplicated, the cards are.
And that's the whole magic of cards, though, because it's sometimes when we just can't do anything because we're so stuck or so resistant. The one little thing, okay, I can stop and I can breathe.
Yeah.
And that's all it needs to change the trajectory of everything. So
Correct.
I love that so much. It's so amazing. I always love to ask creators because I'm always blown away by this. And they think if I had to say what was the reason that I do what I do, it's because I watch the transformation in the creator. Because something happens when you pull it all together like this. So I just want to know, what did you discover about yourself during the creation process?
That I'm very motivated. I think I was your fastest one, right? 3 weeks.
Yeah. You are boom.
But I was motivated. The original intention for these cards was, so my husband and I have 7 children, and sometimes I feel like, what would lesson I want them to know? What would I wish I would have told them? What do I want them to take away from me?
Beautiful.
And what messages? And I thought all these messages on these cards is what I would love for my kids to embody. And then we had people saying, can I have one of those for my kids? I would like one for me. And what's really beautiful, just about 3 weeks ago, I got a picture from my son who actually keeps him in his truck. And when he does his routine in the
Wow.
morning, and pulling a card is one of his routines in the
Wow.
morning, and he has it like in the cup holders of his pickup. So, and he
Wow.
said, "Mom, they call me Ma, but Ma, I got a card from you every day." And
Aw.
he actually sent me the picture showing me that. So, and
Wow.
I've seen them up in my other kids. I just came from one of my daughters this morning, and she has it up in a certain spot, and my other daughter has it, on a shelf in her house. So it makes me, I want them each to do their cards how they want. And there is suggestions actually on the card. You can do one a day. You can do one a week.
Mm.
You could reflect on it and talk together with, like, if you live with someone, you could use it as a conversation starter, because you may or may not agree with everything that we say. And
Mm.
so it would be like, I've never actually thought of this, like this one. When you believe you're already halfway there, and choose what, so the motivational is, there is such power in our thoughts. The tip is, choose what you think and what you believe. Don't make an agreement with old thoughts that are no longer serving you. So it's, a lot of these are invitations, but you may say, you know what, I don't agree with that. I think we have to take action and be more, and so it's a
Mm.
conversation you can have with someone, um, to agree or not agree. But the idea is that, and this was also because of my kids, they talk about their anxiety. In this day and age, it's actually crazy amazing with all of the resources that we have. The anxiety levels and depression levels are like through the roof. With, I call them kids because they're like under 30. Anybody that's
Right.
under 30 is pretty much kid to me, right? And so these kids have such high levels of anxiety. And so I wanted to give them simple tips to reduce that anxiety. And it just, because this has been my journey, I'm just realizing it's okay to create a life I love. That can be,
Mm.
and by creating a life I love, I'm serving people because I love to serve people. I love to give people hope. That is one of my huge missions, because I'm a survivor of past trauma. And another huge passion is to help couples strengthen their relationships if they're in a committed relationship. And often it's, we deal with the female who has had past trauma. That's our experience. And we help them get on the same page where
Mm.
they
Wow.
can support each other. And I'm actually creating another card deck with you. Do we get to give a preview? Is that okay? I'm doing a
Yes.
I'm doing a digital card deck for husbands who love their wives.
I had so have the chills about that because that's like the forgotten piece. That is like so important.
And I got chills too, because we
Oh,
have tried to get this message out. My husband has a YouTube video that has, I think, tens of thousands of views. It's a
mm,
short 3-minute video. What every husband must know if your wife was sexually abused. And the
yeah.
lighting's wonky. He's got this, thing on his head and whatever, but people are watching it. And we have tried to create a booklet, coaching sessions with husbands. I've let my husband figure out how to deliver what the men need. The card deck
Mm.
is, especially the digital. We're going to create a digital card deck for the husbands because it's 30 seconds. They
And
pull up one
they
card,
pull it on their phone. They
they
have their
pull it
phone
on
with
the
them all
phone.
the time.
Yes, and
Yeah.
it's not even a booklet that they have to read. They literally look at one half and then the other side. It's
Mm.
going to be perfect because they just want little bits and pieces. That's what the husbands are looking for. Because what we've often
They
found,
don't know what to say, right? They need just that kind of support of like of what to how to support.
and often it is a decent relationship. It's, they love their wife, the wife loves the husband, but there's just this glitch, and
Mm.
of how he can really help her, and
Communicate.
also give him insight into what he may think is him, and no, this is how it is. It just helps to know you're not alone too. So I love the feel of these. I love, like, I mean, oh my gosh, look at how pretty that is.
So beautiful. They're
Right.
so, so special. And
and
there's so
and
much love and attention and so this is the thing, like you talked about simplicity. behind the simplicity is so much depth. We can only take in so much at a time, and or else we just shut down. And so the power is in that simplicity, like you said, and like that one small thing they do every day. And
Yeah.
I love how you're helping people. What do you want the audience to know about specifically like this card deck?
They make really beautiful gifts because the cards themselves, I mean, look at this card. I love these cards. They're
That's a great. I
beautiful.
love that one.
They're
That was so
colorful.
fun.
They're colorful and they're very tangibly helpful.
Well, your
People
son
don't
has
know.
it in his truck. Who would think? Like, you don't think card deck and truck and man,
Mhm.
and
Yeah,
that
right?
is amazing.
Right. And he hasn't said, "Oh, these are all pictures of women or something." That's not the case. I mean, right here,
Mm,
because I've done nature, and this one's
mm.
rust and weight. So it's just an opportunity to I just love my cards.
And that's the most amazing that's
You
the most
know,
amazing testimonial that I could
right?
get.
I just I
Yeah,
just love them and I loved being creative creating them. I just
yeah,
love them.
so good.
They make me happy and they're motivating and they're inspiring. And
So
so,
good.
inspire yourself. So get 2 decks and inspire yourself and then give one as a gift. And
Yeah,
it's
I
really a
love that.
beautiful
I love
opportunity.
that. I'm going to put the link is going to be below to connect
Okay.
right to purchase your cards. If someone was interested in getting support from you and your husband, where's the best place for them to find you?
Yeah, teamdau.com, teamdau.com. We have different areas there that you can click, and even you can click to get the card deck from there. But like if you want coaching, if you want some of my art,
Putting your gift into the world. And now you have this tangible product that just
yep,
pulls it all together and makes
I
it
just
simple for people.
yeah,
You did an
I
amazing
just
job.
love it.
Yeah,
Thank you for all
awesome.
your support. I seriously, I mean, come on, who's not going to smile putting that one out in the morning?
Yeah.
So that one's nature. This one's nature. They're all different. I just love them.
And they all have a story behind the
Yeah,
painting, I'm sure,
they do.
even that.
Mhm.
Really good. Excellent.
Yeah.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much for showing up, for being motivated, but in your motivation for just showing up until, nothing was going to stop you. You were just, and that's just proof that, when you have a vision and a focus that you get there. And
I
so,
do.
uh, it's just a testimony to like when you have a gift, it's meant to be shared and you're doing that. So congratulations.
Thank
And
you.
for all the people that are going to pull a card and be inspired or just somehow healed by it. Thank you very much.
Feel empowered and lifted up.
Yeah.